we didn't have drum kit, so our drum kit is fake from Tim. And some of our string stuff, that was string keeps.
Yeah, that was the process stuff that I'd done.
And here was our string replace. So you can see from the mix side of the session, I ended up using the string keeps and I didn't use the string replace in this session. But I did use something else that I had to get from Ryan, where we had to get some extra bass strings. And that was sort of unexpected, that happened after. And the same thing happened with the violins and cellos. We had to split those synths out to further augment our real stuff. And the default for me was to listen to what we had. That's one string pass. And then you have another string pass down here. And I would go through them and mute the tracks that weren't being used for the different instruments. So that's one whole thing, and this is one whole thing. As most of you, I'm sure, know at this point, hybrid scoring is kind of what people want to hear. So they want it to feel like orchestra, but then they also want that edge from the synthesizers. So how do we do that? We have to start with the real and then figure out how much synthetic stuff from Tim's demo I can put in there to give you that flavor without ruining the recording and making it sound small and just like it was from a sampler. And so we put those together and see if I take out it's not nothing, but it's not extremely something either. And that's always the goal for me, to try to make it sound timeless, right? Because anytime you have a library that shows itself more in a score, I feel like that ties it to a certain time period. Like, oh, that was the stuff we were using in 2010. And then when you listen to that movie or watch or listen to the score 10 years later, you're tied to that moment instead of listening to the music. And that's never my goal.
Right.
The goal is always to make the music feel like music. And so you ignore the job that I do, I hope.